Uh, what do you make of that? That was, I don't know whether to laugh or cry, but I've gone with laughter because it feels the only way to keep my sanity. That was absolutely weird, but funny, a bit strange, but weird. But Manchester City, if you ever wonder what typical City is, that was it in a nutshell. But before I try and unwrap that unholy mess of a game of football, go and download One Football. It's really good, I promise you. And so I can't even focus given how crazy that game of football was. But go and download it in the link in the description below. It's free. I feel so sorry for the person, or happy for the person who had to live blog that for One Football tonight, because that was just bizarre and weird and confusing and great fun at the same time. Go download it. It's a fantastic app with all the news, stats, and all that kind of stuff that you need. It's class. Go and do me a big favour, download it. The link in the description below. What a strange game of football. What a weird night. Look where we ended up with that one. Yeah, so many strange moments. That 100%. I guess amplify what a weird club it is sometimes that we support. I mean, I love Manchester City, don't get me wrong, but sometimes our ability to be ridiculous, it just knows no bounds. Honestly, that reminded me of something out of the Stuart Pearce days at times, but some kind of super version of that in terms of with quality. Kyle Walker ended up in goal. I'm sorry, but there's nothing better in football than an outfield player being in goal. And Pep finally got to fulfill his ambition of a false number one, but you got what you wanted, Pep. I'm just disappointed you didn't put midfielder in goal. That would have been peak Pep Guardiola then. Where'd you start? I'll try and just start, I guess, with what this game means. It's a disappointing result, really, given the context, given the fact that we clearly wanted to win the game tonight and kind of wrap up the Champions League. We haven't managed to do that. And if anything, we've just had a really weird game. It's probably actually left us on a slightly weaker footing for the game of the weekend, depending on some news, depending on Ederson's situation, and also probably mentally, because that was just strange. First half, I thought we were absolutely excellent, genuinely excellent. We should have battered them in that first half. The goal was absolutely wonderful link-up play between Bernardo, then to Gabriel Jesus with a great flick, and Sterling finished with a plowman. And we should have had a few more, maybe. Obviously, there was a great moment at one point where KDB found Jesus, who then found Mahrez, who had a good shot saved. And there's one bit where Sterling couldn't get to a cutback, which probably was a little bit flat-footed, and it should have been 2-0. And then, obviously, there was that really weird, farcical moment. And you'd think, watching a game of football, this whole kind of caption of events here in the first half, you think, it can't get weirder than that in this game. Oh, Man City were like, oh, hold my beer, it can definitely get weirder than that. And it did get weirder, but we'll go into that in a bit. This bit was strange, though. It went through a goal. The referee gave it as a penalty, but then VAR overruled it, actually as a free kick. Surely he should have been sent off, though, for pulling him back and last man foul, but whatever, it didn't happen. Then the free kick led to a penalty, handball, and then we saw possibly one of the worst penalties of all time. Gabriel Jesus, I don't know. I've taken better penalties in my amateur football career than that and scored. Genuinely have. It's weird to say that I've taken a better penalty than Brazil's number 9. That was just bad. Really bad. A shockingly bad penalty. And that was the bit where everything fell apart. We should have been 3-0 up. And then the second half happened. It definitely happened. And it happened badly. It happened all over us, all over our faces. That was just a clusterfuck of nonsense and ridiculousness. It started off with Ederson not coming out at half time. I'm hoping he's just like tired or something like that. I'm sure actually you'll probably know by the time you're watching this video. I'm hoping some kind of update from Guardiola. I'm recording this immediately at full time, so don't know yet. Hoping that he's just a bit tired or a bit ill or something, because Bravo came on. Losing Ederson would be just humongously bad for the weekend. We need him. Come off the hour. Come off Scott Carson. No, it would be huge. It'd be a huge blow. And then predictably, Atalanta equalised with basically their first shot on goal. Immediate PTSD. I'm getting horrible flashbacks. I can't help it. Someone help me. Immediate PTSD flashbacks with Bravo conceding his first shot on goal, looking absolutely tiny in that goal. It wasn't really his fault, to be honest. I think it was headed, it was so close. He'd never get a chance of getting that. So I'm not going to blame him. It's just, the throwbacks to a few years ago were understandable at this point. Defensively, though, Cancelo was caught a little bit high up, maybe. Otamendi went wide, didn't do much to stop the cross, and Fernandinho and Mendy, neither of them could get anywhere near the forward. Just a bit of a horror show defensively, far too loose, and it was a good header. They had a good spell after that, and City could have turned it around in 65 minutes. Fernandinho found Sterling beautifully, but he kind of scuffed his cutback, which would have been a tap-in and would have been a goal. Then all hell broke loose around the 80th minute. Bravo raced out after Gundogan had given the ball away, incredibly soft. Bravo went crazy, got a really just stupid red card. It was dead soft, really. Like, he barely touched the guy, but it was just enough to send him off. So I cannot understand it. I would probably want it as a red card if it was a City player. Bravo was sent off. And then weirdness happened. It was like they weren't going to let Kyle Walker come onto the pitch. I was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, why would you not let him come on? It's like, at one point, it looked like they weren't letting him on because he didn't have Kyle Walker 2 on the back of his shirt. Why would he have a goalkeeper kit with number 2 on it? That wouldn't make any sense. Eventually, common sense prevailed. And he got on the pitch, and it was funny. It was just dead funny. Kyle Walker was in goal. That picture of him stood there like that will permanently be etched into my brain as one of those Manchester City moments. It's incredible how much of a smoothly well-run machine we are, and we can still find these moments to be absolutely comical. This season, I'm telling you now, this season, do not expect anything from this season. If you don't have enough signs already to know that this season is just weird, then your eyes are closed. This season is crazy, and I've accepted it. I've accepted this season isn't going to be... it's just not going to be out the other two. I don't know, we might still win the league, but it's just a different season, and I expect very little this year. As it is, Kyle Walker made a nice save from the free kick. Rightfully, the guy just tried to get on target, and he kept it out. Fair play to him. He had very little to do after that, really. Even a small part of me, the kind of Schadenfreude side, the one that hates myself a little bit, wanted to see Walker put under a bit of pressure because it's just funny. But it didn't happen, and we held out for a 1-0 victory. 1-0 victory. I guess maybe mentally felt like a victory, given we probably should have lost. No, a 1-0 draw, which actually felt like a loss, really, given everything. It's weird because we were so good in that first half, and we should have won all that kind of stuff, and we somehow conspired to make ourselves look stupid. Well done, Manchester City. Overall, I think we can all agree that was absolutely diabolical preparation for the weekend's game. Now, I think the idea that we were going to play a strong team, and we did play a strong team to get through this game, at least fucking make sure we win it to actually complete the job. And we didn't complete the job. If anything, we just got a bunch of confusion. We left probably feeling a little bit more insecure and a little bit frustrated. We had a very horrible second half of that game, and we're still not through. And the players are tired and probably a little bit confused and probably just want to go home, have a brew, turn the lights off and go, oh, that was weird. I didn't like it. And I wouldn't blame them because that's how I feel right now. Overall, terrible preparation for Sunday. Surely, though, I'm hoping Ederson... I'm going to Google Ederson right now. I'm hoping Ederson's okay. Like, there must be something at some point. I've been talking for 8 minutes. He must have... Hopefully, Guardiola must have said something. What is going on? Please. No, I really can't find anything, unfortunately. No update. But all I've seen on Twitter is just a bunch of Kyle Walker and goal picks. And that would never not be funny. Imagine supporting someone else. Imagine supporting a club that didn't do things like this. I love it in a way. I think sometimes you've got to just kind of remember football is great and all that, and I love football and it means so much to me, but it is also pretty funny. And also, if you don't laugh at things, you're gonna cry. And I just can't see how you can watch that and not find it absolutely hilarious. And this club is an absolute shambles when it wants to be, and I love that. I'm glad that small part of this club will never die. That kind of slightly comical, almost slapstick side will always be there. And I can't wait to see Guardiola big up Kyle Walker, his performance, all that kind of stuff. That was weird, wasn't it? That was weird. It's just annoying because it's like this is such an unimportant game, and I feel like we've gone and had this shambles of a night before it. It's like it couldn't have been much worse, really, unless we got spanked. It just feels like a whole absolute horror show, really, on that front. It's just weird, and that's Manchester City for you. So yeah, it's totally an utterly irrelevant night, and it's been weird, and I don't really know what to make of it. I mean, we will qualify, so ultimately this game doesn't really matter much, I guess. We will go through, and obviously that happens. I just wish we hadn't wasted this night like that. I mean, defensively, by the way, I think I love Fernandinho, but he's not a long-term solution there. He's a backup. I think we all know that. I don't think he's ever going to... I don't blame him for not being great, but I think he makes competitions that are a little bit loose. He looks like a midfielder playing a defence, which is exactly what he is. And I would quite like just seeing actual centre-backs there now, even if it means Garcia. I just would like to see centre-backs. I'd like to see people in their positions. Individually, I didn't really touch on it at all. I don't think anyone was outstanding. I thought the first half, people were pretty good. Mendy have all looked quite crisp in the first half. Some nice passes Sterling did. But then in the second half, everyone really went off the boil a little bit. There was some really nice moments of interplay in the first half between Mahrez, Gabriel Jesus, Sterling, De Bruyne. Then second half, all that just disappeared. Really disappeared. I don't know what happened or why. But it was very encouraging and then very negative. But it's not really a night to look at the individuals and all that kind of stuff, because it was a night basically decorated by ridiculousness, and that's Manchester City Football Club in a nutshell. Let me know what you make of all that. Let me know what you make of that weird night of football. Kyle Walker was in goal. Yeah, a strange night of football. One that I will not forget in a hurry. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to go have a strong whiskey. I need one in a bit.